That particular day was quite a shock to us. Son is in good health, has always been in good health. He's been very active and engaged physically in all kinds of things. He's been playing football since 6th grade, so he would run and lift weights. And so we never expected anything like what happened on April 12th, 2010 to happen. And the phone call was actually, from my wife, was quite frightening.
I don't know why I was so tired. So I woke up and I said, "Mom, can I stay home? Because I'm really exhausted. I don't think that I'm going to be able to make it through the day." And she's like, "No, you need to go to school." My father's like, "You need to go to school. If you're not sick, you're just tired. Go to school." I was like, "Okay, I'll go to school."
And I guess we went through 3 periods of school, and the 3rd period is whenever he had just put his head down for a moment, is what he told us, because he felt tired, and then collapsed onto the floor.
We came in when 911 was called. When 911 was called, they dispatched the local ambulance service and their first responder, which is an AED responder at the time, and that's the Ligonier Township Police Department. We all get dispatched simultaneously to the call. The initial call came in for a male patient unresponsive. By the time the first advanced life support crew had left, which was less than 50 seconds, we knew that we had a cardiac arrest.
I had no idea what had happened to me. But what people told me was that I closed my eyes and I fell to the ground with a big thud, and I started seizing, and apparently the nurse came in. She had the defibrillator. She did CPR, her and the secretary, and then they defib me back into rhythm and got me on a stretcher. The ambulance got me out of there.
Based on the information that we have from 911, that tells us what equipment to take in with us. So we know that we need to bring the heart monitor, we need to bring oxygen, we need to bring what we call our house bag or our drug bags. All that stuff goes in with us, and it doesn't go to every single call because we bring equipment in based on the incident. With this incident, everything went into it and was available instantly at his side when we walked in the door. The whole premise to get CPR started early is to increase survival. When young people and children and young adults, when they go into cardiac arrest, very slim chance of survival because their heart doesn't have what we call the collateral circulation. So without CPR, without the AED, there was no chance.
If he would have stayed home that day, if we would have relented because I went to work, my wife went to work, this story would have a very different and perhaps tragic ending. And I hate to imagine that. So knowing that he was in school and he was in a safe place, that there were people that played out their God-given role that morning to save his life is very rewarding to know.
If they didn't have the machine in the high school, I don't think I would have made it. I mean, if I stayed home that day, it would have been a terrible decision.
Many times people don't want to deal with, well, I don't want a fire truck here, I don't want an ambulance here, I don't want to bother somebody. Dialing 911 is an extremely important aspect of how you help your victim, whether that's a loved one or someone you don't even know. Because we're able to, based on the information you tell the 911 dispatcher, we can respond with the appropriate equipment.
Well, I share my story because, well, I think it's important that we had those machines in the school. I think that the research into like younger cases like mine is very important because they do not have an answer for what happened to me. And definitely defibrillators are important. Don't ever doubt those things. Those things are very important. And always have an AED machine in your school because, like I said, I made it because of that machine.
And we're just so proud of him. We always have been. He's in college. He is majoring in visual performing arts at the University of Pittsburgh at Greensburg. It's a wonderful environment for him. He's thriving. He's extremely active in campus life. Physically, he's still very active. He lifts weights. He does some cardio there at the gym. So things are absolutely great.
But it all happened for a reason. I think I'm actually a better person after all of that, because, I don't know, it just feels different. I mean, to survive death is pretty amazing.
I obviously believe that in the work of the American Heart Association to only save lives, but the important research that goes in that also saves lives and helps us solve the mysteries of what's happening with what happened with Cletus that day. We don't know the answer, but perhaps with continued research and with the American Heart Association's financial assistance, we'll be able to find a solution and keep this from happening to another child in the future or young adult in the future.